Hello and welcome to my capstone presentation. My name is Anna Marie Wing, and the title of my presentation is The Three C's of Marketing to Underserved Communities: Connections, Communication, and Culture. I worked with Josh Epstein and the Northeast Seattle Tool Library, where their sharing economy plays a key role in supporting the environment because it's based on sharing and reusing items within a community. Sharing economies can also support underserved communities through increased access to resources at a low cost. But properly reaching these communities requires meaningful and targeted outreach. Therefore, I hope to identify outreach approaches that nonprofits like the Northeast Seattle Tool Library could use to target these groups. As you can see in Figure 1, there is a significant population density of underserved communities surrounding the Northeast Seattle Tool Library. In this map, and quite often, underserved communities are defined by race, ethnicity, and related demographics with socioeconomic and health disadvantages. This led to my research question, where I wanted to understand what the best outreach practices for nonprofits conducting marketing and outreach to underserved communities were. To help the Northeast Seattle Tool Library understand this, I worked to familiarize myself with their community and current work through volunteering and attending meetings. I then interviewed 11 community organizers from nonprofits, varying in background, who've made the intentional effort to conduct meaningful outreach to underserved communities. I supplemented this work by analyzing academic journals relating to outreach, underserved communities, and sharing economies. I then used this information to create a detailed summary of my findings to provide actionable tasks to the Northeast Seattle Tool Library so they could utilize that to conduct proper outreach. In Figure 2, you can see a summarization of my results. These are the three C's of marketing to underserved communities, or the three key overarching themes that were consistently mentioned in interviews. This includes the subpoints of actionable tasks and ideas that support these central ideas. So, connections has to do with focusing on developing meaningful relationships with a targeted underserved community. This can be done by attending community events, following up with individuals after events, and ensuring that you are compensating people for their time. Communication relates to the value of using appropriate language and communicating in a way that is widely understood. This means to mindfully translate, minimize technical jargon on, and consistently vet outreach material. Culture focuses on mindfully considering the circumstances, experiences, and perspectives that these groups can come from. This translates to considering extenuating circumstances, focusing on cultural relevance, and utilizing cultural navigators. Figure 3 hopes to better highlight the points of action that were described in interviews in relation to how many different interviewees mention them. Although strategies relating to creating connections were only brought up by some interviewees, this pathway proved to be integral to that organization's success. Actions surrounding communication and language barriers were described as an inherent issue to overcome. As for actionable tasks surrounding culture, recognizing the barriers that these groups face played a central role in every interview. On the other hand, cultural relevance was brought up in food-based organizations, and cultural navigators were mentioned as a helpful option to obtain success in other areas. These results hope to illustrate the importance that organizations should place on ensuring their services are well received and accessible to uphold values of justice and equality. For example, in Figure 4, you see volunteers and staff members helping to run the Fall 2023 tool sale at the Northeast Seattle Tool Library in support of making resources accessible to all. All tools were given away with any donation in mind. This is a clear example of nonprofits already doing a great job at providing accessible resources. The next step to this would be to make sure that these resources are heard by the communities that need them. This would enable the possibility for underserved communities to focus on issues of sustainability because their inherent needs are being met. Still, further research should be conducted on how to best follow through with these actions, along with a better understanding of these ideas within the context of the organization. I now want to take the time to thank Josh Epstein and Rebecca Daraminarchek for giving me the assistance and resources to complete this internship. I also want to thank my family, partner, friends, and cohort for supporting me throughout this process. Lastly, I want to give a big thanks to the people I interviewed and the community of the Northeast Seattle Tool Library for being so incredibly welcoming. Thank you as well for listening.